Hi, y'all. Welcome back to Janie's Crazy Life. Oh, my goodness. That was my daughter. I told her that I wanted to do a video on family. My opinion about family and relationships. Okay? Because lately I've been hearing all this stuff during this whole shut-in things, how it's brought families closer together. And for years I've heard about how family is thicker than water, and you always should forgive and forget family, and do everything you possibly can to forgive family and make relationships work. Well, you guys, you know what? In my opinion, that's a bunch of crap. Okay, this is my thought about family. Yes, family is very important. It's very, very important, okay? And if you can have a relationship with siblings, parents, grandparents, in-laws, definitely have a relationship, because that is very important. It's a good foundation for if you have children, for your children. It's very important, okay? Because I do think if you have children, your children should know where they come from and stuff. But at the same time, I don't think you should have to put with crappy family members. It wasn't your fault you were born into the family. Now, I tell my kids, no matter what in life, try to stay close together. You know, if they're involved with relationships, to make sure up front, if they get involved, like if my daughter gets involved with someone and that other person does not like my son, I think it would be more important to be honest, so that if both people love my daughter, they're going to figure out a way to work it out so that she's not put in the middle of a feud between her brother and her significant other. So, and the vice versa for my son. If he has a significant other and that person does not like my daughter, it's very important. I know, you're amazing. She said, I don't know why they wouldn't like me. But it's very important that they be honest. And I only say that from my own experiences. I have got a horrible sister-in-law. I mean, for years and years and years, I'm the oldest of four. The second one, my sister behind me, Vicky, she passed away. About 12 years ago. It was a fluke thing. So it was just a fluke thing. She basically died after a surgery because she got fluid in her lungs. But that's not what we're talking about. I had a sister. There was 3 girls and a boy. So I had another sister after her and a brother. And I have nothing to do with my brother because of his wife. Now, for years, oh my gosh, for years, I went way out of my way to try to be a really good sister-in-law, because I know relationships are important, because my brother and I used to be like this. I mean, we were extremely close. I mean, so close that when my son was little, because we're 7.5 years apart, me and your uncle. We're about 7.5 years apart. But he was a big guy. I mean, even as a teenager, he looked older than he was. So I did a lot of stuff with him. When my son was little, we'd go places and stuff, and people would say, oh, your son is so cute. And it got to the point where we were doing so much together because my husband was going to school a lot. It's raining right now outside the truck. We had to come into town. That people would think that my son was his son, and he'd just say, oh, thank you, and leave it at that. That's how close my brother and I were. I mean, I spent more time doing things with him than I did a sister. Because with sisters, they tend to fight on and off. You know, you fight with your sister for a few bit, and then you guys make up, blah, blah, blah. But my brother married a horrible person. I mean, she's a witch with a capital B, in my opinion. She put a wedge between us like you would not believe. To the point where I have nothing to do with him because of her lies and her accusations of things that I supposedly did. I mean, they used to live on the same property, and I could be sitting there knitting a lap robe for somebody for this mission church I knitted for, and I could be sitting there all day long knitting this lap robe, watching TVs or movies on TV, and all of a sudden he come home from work, open up my door, and yell and start cussing me out and like fussing at me for things I supposedly said to her, and I didn't even know she was home. But that's, you know, I'm just saying, she's a horrible person. So I haven't had anything to do with my brother. I haven't had anything to do with him for years. The last time I spoke to him was at the hospital when my mom was dying, and maybe I misled him in thinking everything was going to change, because for my mom's sake at her deathbed, I guess I acted as though nothing happened between us in the past, because I did not want him causing a scene at the hospital when she was dying. I felt like if he was to, I felt like that would be bad on her if she knew she was dying when she was in a coma, than to talk to him. I don't hate him. I don't like the person he is. Do I love him still? Honestly, don't think so. And I've told my kids that. And I know that sounds sad, but people can grow out of love when they fall in love. So, do you have to continue loving someone who has treated you so verbally horrible that you are shocked by what they have done to you? No, you don't have to. And it took me a long time to really deal with that, a few years back, and I finally got it dealt with in a way. I mean, I'm never going to be over it 100% that we don't have a relationship. Does it sadden me once in a while? I'm going to be honest and say maybe. But honestly, I don't care what happens with him. I mean, I want him to have a successful life because I think he's in a miserable marriage, but I just don't care. As far as my sister goes, she's a convicted criminal, and she's a thief, and she manipulated my mother while she was in jail, and my mom put a lot of money into getting her. If it wasn't for my mom, my sister would still be in prison to this day, serving a 15-year sentence. But due to my mother, my sister only served 11 months in county jail, because my mom put up a lot of money and some property and a lot of savings to get my sister the best lawyer she could. And do I resent my mom for that? No. You parents do for their children what they feel they have to do and everything, but I wouldn't try. I put it this way. I told my mom one time, because she knew before she died that I didn't want anything to do with both of my siblings. It saddened her, but she understood. Because I looked at it this way. Would my sister be the type of person I would hang out with if she wasn't my sister? And no, I would not. I would not hang out with a con, a thief, and a liar, and a cheat. I just wouldn't do that. You know, I would give somebody the benefit of the doubt once, and I tried that, but I wouldn't do it. So, needless to say, I think my only real family is my husband and my 2 kids. And I'm very thankful that I have 2 amazing children. Close your ears, Katie. Put your hands over your ears, Katie. Don't listen. 2 amazing children and a great and wonderful husband. Now, do I have friends that I consider almost family? Oh, yes, I do. I would much rather be spending my time, if I'm not with my husband and my, oh, yours, Katie, 2 amazing children, I would be happy to spend my time with certain friends of mine. You know, so I guess what I'm saying is that if you've got a great, wonderful family, hang on to it. You know? But if you're in a miserable family and you just have put up with so much crap from siblings and stuff and don't understand why you're doing it, and you're doing it just to make somebody else happy in the family, be true to yourself. Do you really have to put up with it? No, you don't. You put up with as much as you want to put up with. I mean, and I hate to say this, but, oh, I do have an uncle. My mom's brother. I do check on him every now and then. But if something happened to my brother and my sister, and I heard about it, I don't think I would care either way. I don't know if I would go to their funeral. If I did, it would only be to see if it was really true, I guess. But I don't care what they do. I wish for my brother and my sister to be happy in their life. That's the only thing I really wish for. I don't care if my sister turned a leaf over and became this amazing, wonderful person. I still, as much as she has done, I still don't think I could trust her. As far as my brother goes, as long as he's married to who he's married to, no way do I want any part of that hell because of, I mean, even some of the stuff he said to my mother before she died, the names he called her, I was shocked that he would even say that to my mother, his mom. So what I'm saying is, hang on to what you got. It's okay to walk away from what you don't want to be around. And if you want to leave the door open for them to come back in, that is your choice. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, you got to do this. You got to turn the other cheek. You got to be the better, bigger person. It's a Christian thing to do. Don't let people tell you that stuff, because they don't know what horrible things that you have gone through with that person. And honestly, you don't deserve to be treated like crap by anyone. I don't care if it's a brother, a sister, a parent, because I tell you right now, if it was a boyfriend or a husband or a girlfriend or a wife, your friends would be saying, leave him, you don't deserve that. Why is it okay to tell someone to leave a spouse or a significant other? Because they are being horrible to you, but it's not okay for you to leave a family member or have nothing to do with a family member that's treated you horribly. Tell me, what's the difference? One, you're legally, especially if it's a spouse and you're married to him. One, you're legally married to him. The other one, you're just birthed into the family. So my thing is, be true to yourself, everybody. Be true to yourself. You know, because you have to be happy before you can be happy with anyone else. So I'm going to leave it at that note. I'm going to say, if you like my videos, like and subscribe. If not, I'm sorry. And enjoy the craziness of life, because I'll see you in the next video. Bye.